as we see this remarkable war unfolding with Iran. Perhaps only parallel to the 6-day war, those 6 miraculous days, what has only happened since last Thursday evening, Friday, over the last week is just unimaginable, the level of miracles and preparation and success in this endeavor. But you see, I want to share something, what's going to be the fate of Iran, the fate of the Nazis, the fate of the Egyptians, of Pharaoh in the time of the Bible and Exodus. The following truism, almost without fail throughout Jewish history about anti-Semitism. Anti-Semites always attempt to annihilate and to destroy the Jewish people. And without fail, they end up only destroying themselves. Yes, they can cause us damage, and they often do, sometimes terrible damage. But ultimately, the ones who they ultimately damage and inflict the most pain on are themselves. It's self-destructive. There's something irrational and inexplicable about the self-destructiveness of anti-Semitism, and it connects to an incredible Midrash related to this week's parasha. You see, let's prove the point. Pharaoh got every single warning from Moses and God to stop destroying the Jewish people, to stop manipulating them, and to stop keeping them in servitude. All he had to do was let them go, just bring them home and let them go, and all would be okay. Civilians would be okay, life would be restored, and all would be okay in Egypt. Yet, every single plague, 10 different plagues, he simply would not do what needed to be to save his people. Plague number 1, Moses says, I'm going to destroy your water supply, the Nile. Not enough. I'm going to bring sickness. I'm going to destroy the infrastructure of the country, the economy. Not enough. He says they're going to be missiles. It says an incredible thing about the hail. It says that the hail came down, plague number 7, Eish mitlakachat, with fire within them, fire and ice together, hailing down and destroying so much property and life. Yet he hardened his heart. Absolute darkness, no electricity throughout. For 3 days, people could barely move. Didn't make a difference. He warned him and said, I'm going to, God, heaven forbid, there's going to be ein bais she'ein sham met. There's going to be a dead person in every single home, the firstborn, including your own. Didn't stop him. And only when there wasn't one Egyptian home, that there wasn't somebody dead, only then did he relent and let them go. And even then he didn't have mercy. A week later, when he understands that they are struggling to find their way in the desert, his spies tell him that's the situation. What does he do? He takes every able-bodied soldier, from Pharaoh himself to every able-bodied Egyptian soldier. And when is the war over? Only when the last Egyptian soldier has drowned in the sea. Do you have no mercy on your people? At any stage, before stage 1, after plague 1, after plague 2, do you not see what you've done to your own people? Is your hatred and the manipulation of the Jewish people and Bnei Israel so great that you're not prepared to save your own people and save you? No. Sometimes darkness and hatred is worse than anything else. It caused the irrational self-destruction more than anything. The Nazis are the same, exactly the same. Hitler knew that he was going to lose the war. From 1943, he had no chance. He had in D-Day, the Allied forces, it was 81 years ago on the 6th of June, the greatest amphibious invasion in military history. 5,000 boats and ships coming, 150,000 soldiers closing in from Normandy all the way into Germany. And from the East, the Soviets. They bombed Dresden, the Allied, and destroyed almost every single town and building in Germany. 6 to 8 million Germans died. And when did Hitler surrender? Never. And as the Soviets and the Allies, Soviets from the East, the Allies from the West, met almost on the exact same day in Hitler's bunker, still he would not surrender. He cowardly committed suicide, and only then others surrendered. Is there no mercy in your own people? Do you have no dignity and respect and care and concern for your own people, that you watch your country be destroyed, that it'll take more than a decade to rebuild? And 6 to 8 million of your own citizens? The answer is no. Hatred is so self-destructive. Anti-Semites cause damage, and boy did Hitler cause damage in Pharaoh. But ultimately the most damage that they caused was to themselves and their own people. And the same with Hamas and Iran. Look what Hamas have done to their own people, yet it's not deterring them. They refuse to surrender even though the war could be over in a minute. Look what Iran are doing. They know they've got no chance in this, and yet they're fighting. And even today people killed, injured and killed at Soroka Hospital and beyond. Do you not see where it's going to end? Do you not see how defenseless you are? You're going to stand up to America and the whole world and Israel. Do you not see where it's going? Do you have no mercy on your people? The answer is no. Hatred is blind, self-destructive, annihilationist. But the anti-Semites have to understand, as Iran and Hamas, like the Nazis and before them, Pharaoh, they end up only destroying themselves. And finally, I want to say, in a Midrash related to this week's parasha, we have the sin of the spies, and thereafter, after the failure being told that they're not going to go into the land. They try and go into the land, the Ma'apilim. But in the book of Devarim, in the first chapter, when it recounts the story of the spies and the failed attempt to go into the land, the Ma'apilim, it says, God says, if you try going to the land when it's not your time, I will send the Amorites, and these people will kill you. It says, it'll like the Dvorim, Tasena Kedvorim, like the bees kill you. It's in chapter 1 in the book of Devarim. And Rashi says, what do you mean that the enemies will kill you like the bees? And incredibly, Rashi says, because what do bees do? Bees sting you and cause you damage and inflict pain on you, but they die in the process. It's built into their instinct that the worker honeybee, if needs to be, will kill itself in order to inflict damage. And no amount of seeing fellow bees being killed will ever stop this instinct of causing you damage, but dying in the process. Such are the enemies of Israel. And please God, Hashem will have mercy on his people and all the fair-minded people, on the Iranian people and all of those, that these people and others should be saved from the horrific, despotic hatred of their own people for life, of their own leaders for life, and for a love of life, and that love triumphs over hate and life over darkness. And please God, Hashem should look after all of our soldiers, all of our hostages, bring them all home, look after all of the wounded and every single one of our hostages and soldiers. And please God, at the end, life will triumph over death. And the self-destructiveness of hatred and xenophobia and antisemitism will be triumphed by the love of life, the fairness of human beings, and the belief in a much better future. Shabbat Shalom.